That's just sports, baby.
Crowd goes wild, strawberry ice, bringing fire and style. Reds, Bengals, Bearcats, all in my zone. This is my stage, my mic, my throne. Boom, like a hammer, I'm breaking the game. Strawberry ice, you're gonna know my name. Sports Talk Thunder, hear the podcast roar. Cincy Fine is kicking down the door. Step into the lane where the passion ignites. Talking sports all day and all night. From the field to the court to the roaring stands. Strawberry ice with the world in my hands. Boom, like a hammer, I'm breaking the game. Strawberry ice, you're gonna know my name. Sports Talk Thunder, hear the podcast roar. Cincy Fine is kicking down the door.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, Iceman Jeff Trunapole, and as always, I'm bringing you sports from a West Side point of view right here in the great city of Cincinnati, Ohio. And as always, I'm coming to you live from the Ice Cave.
All right, shout out to my sponsors. They are Priority Lawn and Landscaping for all your lawn and landscaping needs. You need your grass cut, you need your shrubbery trimmed, I don't know, you need a paper patio, you need anything. I mean anything. Landscaping required. Think Priority Lawn and Landscaping. Also, shout out to T Properties, quality housing for quality people. Check out the website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. And of course, Meyer Window, Door, and more. I got them in my house. I highly recommend you get them in yours. They're energy efficient, great looking windows, easy to clean. Meyer Window, Door, and more. The website is MeyerCincinnati.com. And also, shout out to my favorite brewery, Moorline Lager House. Get on down there, get you some delicious Moorline beer, some delicious Moorline food. And tell them I sent you. Moorline Lager House.
That's right. This Sunday, we'll be back down there rooting the Bengals on to beat the Bears. If you want a chance to win this awesome T. Higgins signed helmet, all you got to do is get a ticket to the Best Day Brewery pregame experience at the Moorline Lager House, and you're automatically entered. Also, you can go to the Moorline Lager House Facebook page and sign up for their rewards program. That also gets you an entry too. We will be giving away this helmet November 23rd. I know I'm early. I'm even earlier than I thought, but Neil Meyer, who is my guest for today, he's covering the Bearcats, had to come on even earlier than we planned on because the Bearcats are opening up a practice, I think, for the basketball team. But anyway, let's find out what the hell Neil's doing right now. Neil, what is going on, my man?
What's going on, guys? How are you?
Good. So we have an early practice here for the Bearcat basketball team.
Yes, sir. We just got done talking to Coach Wes Miller and Katrina Merriweather, along with players Bob Miller and Jalen Celestine. So Bearcats are coming off 2 exhibition games, obviously versus Arkansas and Michigan. We talked about that. Season opener is next week. So yeah, we're getting right to it.
Awesome. All right, so Bearcats are rolling here. I can't wait to watch them Saturday night at 10:15. They got game day there. But I kind of we're going to talk a little little Bengals here. And I titled this thing, the Bengals hit rock bottom. And I've put it to you this way. The offense is awesome, as it has been. It was last year. Sunday's game looked a lot like a lot of games we saw last year. Now, somebody pointed this out to me on Twitter, which I always like looking at everything, through orange-colored sunglasses. Last time we got our asses kicked by the Jets, we ended up going to the Super Bowl. So maybe that's a sign there, Neil. But what is your thoughts on the Bengals with the coaching staff, with the defense struggles, with everything that's going on with them?
I mean, yeah, there's a lot to really kind of sit in and factor here when you look at the Cincinnati Bengals struggles as of late. I think the biggest thing to take away is the fallen game on Sunday was unacceptable in all facets of the game, right? So you look at it, you're up 31-15, and you end up losing by 39-38 because you allow that comeback to happen. That comeback should have never happened, for one. I mean, I've seen it throughout college football. Being my times here at UC for the last 6 years, I've been able to cover some. I've been able to see some of these games myself. But for Sunday, for Zach Taylor and the Bengals, that was unacceptable in all facets of the game. That should have never happened. I mean, I even said it a while back when Burrow went down. I said this 5 game stretch is going to be crucial for Cincinnati, and then they lose 4 straight, and then they get the win that they were needing last week. So you have some momentum, and then you come back into this week where you should have beat the Jets. I mean, the Jets
Should have.
were the worst team in the NFL at that moment. But then on top of it, the fall and collapse. I mean, the biggest thing that stands out to me is it has been horrible tackling from left to right. I think that's the biggest thing. Tackling has been a big issue for this team, this defense, and someone's got to be held accountable, right? We heard there was a players only meeting Monday right after the game, but for them, they got to find a way to figure this thing out, right? You mentioned the offense. The offense is elite. Everybody knows that. However, for Cincinnati, in order for them to turn this thing around here in the back half of the season, as they now sit 3-5 heading into week 9, it's going to start with the defense. You know, your offense is going to put up points. Obviously, Joe Flacco is dealing with what sounds to be an AC joint sprain. That could be something to monitor there on the offensive side of the ball. Do we see Jake Browning on Sunday? Who knows? But the biggest takeaway is this defense needs to figure it out and figure it out fast.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the whole point. The point to this thing is, which is the whole talk of the offseason, where Duke Tobin said, I'm not going to pay for the same team that we had last year. And Duke, you got the same team that you had last year. And that's been the biggest problem with this thing. And they did the coaches only meeting, and they released a couple players. So I haven't seen any adjacent moves or anything yet that I know of. Do you see with the trade deadline coming up? Do you see a trade in the Bengals' future here? Or are they going to, because they're making moves that they haven't done before, like Joe Flacco and stuff like that? Do you see them making a trade to try to improve this defense at the trade deadline?
Frankly, right now, I don't. And the reason I say that is because of the injury to Trey Hendrickson. He's not being 100% healthy unless something narrates over the next 2 weeks. Say they lose versus Chicago on Sunday, and then they lose again versus Pittsburgh, and they fall to 3-7, whatever that might be. Then I see them make move and maybe trying to find a way to ship off a guy like Trey Hendrickson. But I don't see them making a move to go out and add on the defensive side of the ball as of right now. I mean, everyone was caught by surprise when they added Flacco, but I just don't see them being that aggressor to go out and say, hey, let's go make a move right now to improve this defense despite the struggles this defense has had. Now, if that happens, sweet. I think a lot of the fans would be excited for it. But personally, knowing how this organization runs and whatnot, I don't see a move happening right before the deadline.
Yeah, a lot of us will be surprised if it happens. I mean, I know Thibodeau for the Giants out there, there are reports out there that the Giants are looking to move him. He's one that I would definitely be interested in trying to go get. And I kind of put it out on a tweet yesterday that hell, I might give up a first round pick for him because he's signed for another year. And everyone's like, oh, we can't give up our first round pick. We're not going to pick high. We're going to pick in the teens. If this thing doesn't turn around, we're going to be between 15 and 18 is where we're going to pick probably. And we've seen how the Bengals have done with drafting and developing, which to me, that goes back to the biggest problem on the defensive side of the ball, which the Bengals drafted for the right side of the ball. They drafted a ton of defensive players because they knew they were going to have to pay Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, which they have. So they drafted all these guys on the defensive side of the ball, but none of them have been impact players, and that's what the Bengals have needed these last couple of years. Our first, second round pick should be immediate impact players. Shamar Stewart shouldn't be a guy that we need to develop. He should be a guy that we can plug in and play and go after that quarterback, because that's exactly what we need him to do. Because we need, and that's been the failure of this front office, I think, is the lack of drafting and developing players.
Yeah, most certainly. And I mean, when you think about it, they drafted the right position of need this year, but obviously Shamar has missed some time with injury as well. But in the last few years, they have not hit on a first round draft pick since arguably Jamar Chase. So for the Bengals, in order to have that success this year, Jeff, is for them having to find a way to identify talent right away and then capitalize on it. Like you mentioned, I don't expect Cincinnati to be drafting within the first 10 picks of the draft or anywhere behind 22. So I think it's going to be that 15 to the 11 to the 22 mark for their draft pick this year. So it's going to be interesting.
And that's the point to me. That's where I'm like, hey, if Thibodeau costs a first round pick, I'd give it to him just to get him in here because he can make an impact this year and next year. So, but like you said, and I agree that I don't really expect the Bengals to make a trade, but there it is kind of interesting of some of the guys that they have let go of some of the roster moves they made here lately. That they're going to do something. They're going to add somebody from somewhere. I don't know what it is. Now Zach brought up an interesting point, and he looked kind of irritated on Sunday about how he said somebody's got to step up on that side of the ball, which he's right. I mean, I completely agree with him. But who? I mean, I don't know if we have that guy on this on the roster right now to step up to be that guy to take the reins and say this is bull crap. We're not going to do this anymore. We're going to start making tackles. And the thing is, how do you get in the NFL and not be able to know how to tackle? I'll never understand that. But who do you think that guy is? Do we have that type of leader on this defense?
I think right now for Cincinnati, I mean, it's going to start there at your linebacker position for guys to step up there. I mean, I thought Barrett Carter has had a fantastic rookie season. Demetrius Knight has impressed a little bit as well. But for Cincinnati, they're going to have to find somewhere to step up. And I think if that were to happen, it would be within the middle of their defense. I don't really see it coming from a cornerback. I mean, DJ Turner had some uh, very positive moments this year so far, but they're going to need production somewhere for this defense in order to step up. And for me personally, with Trey Hendrickson being a little bit banged up, Shamar Stewart's underproductive right now. For me personally, I think it's going to come within the middle of that linebacker room, especially with Logan Wilson now, his role being kind of more lesser than what it was in the past. So obviously, he's taking the backseat role, trying to be the veteran leader. He requests a trade and whatnot. So for me personally, I think it's going to be one of the two young guys there in the middle of the defense.
Awesome. Now, do you guys go and look like you're about to walk into the media room? I know the practice is going to start. Do you got to go now, or you got a little more time?
No, I got a little bit more time. I just moved to a little area because they're doing a tour of campus right now, and they were in
No,
where I was sitting.
I saw the media room. I'm like, oh, I'm like, hey, let's go meet Wes Miller. But yeah, that's the thing. Kinsley here says Shamar Stewart's only played like 3 games to give him more time. I agree with that, but I mean, the 3 games we've seen, he's only made 1 tackle. So that's where I get it. I totally agree with you, and hopefully he will come around. I believe he can. It's just we're in desperate need. We need him to do it now. We need Knight to start making tackles. You know, I mean, he's missing way too many tackles. I mean, like Greg here says, the Bengals led the league in missed tackles at 83 so far. He said they're on a record pace in NFL stats. I mean, it's ridiculous. They're there to make the plays. They just can't tackle the guy. I mean, that's what I don't get. How do you get to the NFL and not be able to tackle the guy? And Greg here saying Flacco is doubtful with an AC joint sprain. I haven't heard that at all. So I don't know.
Yeah, that news just came out a couple of minutes ago. I saw that when I was in the press conference with Wes Miller and them a couple of minutes ago. Yeah, it sounds like that was the issue he was dealing with before the final drive where he came back out. But it is an AC joint injury.
Now is that his shoulder or his knee?
His throwing shoulder.
That's not good. All right. Well, that's even worse for the Bengals if he can't go. Now, the one good thing that the Bengals did do is they got the run game going against the Jets. And to me, right now, if you're going to go into if Chicago's going to come in here and you're going to beat the Bears, and you don't have Flacco, you're going to have to run the ball, and they're going to have to run it effectively. Now, the question for me is, I think the Bengals can run it effectively. Can they stop the Bears from running it effectively? That's the biggest thing. Because if you look at this defense, the only person that really added that wasn't on this team last year is TJ Slayton. I mean, other than the rookies that they were going to add anyway. TJ Slayton was brought in here to be a big run defense. I did a whole big reel on him about how much better the Green Bay Packers were with him in the lineup, stopping the run versus him with him not in the lineup. And he's played good, don't get me wrong, but they need more. I mean, we need Chris Jenkins. I mean, McKinley Jackson can't even see the field. I mean, who on this line can step up and stop the ball?
Yeah, that's going to be the question. Obviously, with Trey Hendrickson still battling the injuries. I mean, for Cincinnati, the ideal thing for them this offseason when they drafted Shamar Stewart was for him to play the opposite side of the ball as Trey Hendrickson. Obviously, the ankle sprain happens. That's ineffective, so he misses some time. But they haven't had much productivity on the defensive end position. I mean, teams are averaging close to 5, 6 yards a carry on Cincinnati on the Bengals this year. So when that happens, teams are going to gash their throat, especially when you're heading into a matchup with the Bears who like to get the run game going.
I mean, even if let's just say Joe Flacco does start, uh, he's probably not going to throw the ball a lot. It's probably, I mean, this way goes back to the Bengals need to run the ball, run the ball, run the ball, and run the ball.
Mhm.
I do think they found something with that Thunder and Lightning though, with Shamaje and Chase Brown. Is it? Were you surprised of how well they ran the ball on Sunday?
No, not really, just because of how much the Giants or the Jets defensive line has struggled this season. I think they knew they were going to be able to run the ball. I mean, heck, Chase Brown had a 10-yard carry on a fake flea flicker when the pocket closed. So that was a huge play. It was nice to see that, but it was also nice to see them take advantage and exploit that. But for guys like Chase Brown, he needed an opportunity to go against one of these teams with the struggling defensive line where he could have the kind of performance he had. And then for Samaje to have the same kind of performance he had to kind of utilize that and build some confidence. Because when you head into the back half of the season, there's going to be some teams where they're not going to be able to get the run game going at all.
Yeah, exactly. Now the question is, and I don't know how you fix this because we've go back to the tackling issue. We've went through two different defense coordinators, and we had the exact same problem with both of them. When Lou Anarumo was here the last couple of years, we couldn't tackle. Now we got Al Golden, and he can't tackle. His defense can't tackle. I don't know how you fix that, Neil. I mean, it's a huge problem, and they say they don't have time in practice to break it down and go through tackling drills, but they might have to because this is a phenomenal problem that they have to not be able to tackle anybody. They got to work on this somehow.
Yeah, it's just lack of preparation. That's all it is, and lack of staying focused. And I mean, we're talking about lack of tackling, and for Cincinnati, it's been the different thing for the Bearcats on the side of it. Because I mean, when I was sitting exclusively with Coach Satterfield yesterday, he made it an emphasis on how important tackling was. And honestly, for Cincinnati, the Bearcats aspect, that's why they're having the success they're having. They're able to make plays. They're able to wrap up and contain defenders. But for the Bengals, on the other hand, I mean, I could be running out there and I could be going for 10 yards, 15-yard plays essentially with how bad our tackling has been. And if that's the case, that's saying a lot.
Yeah, and that's an interesting point there. And we can roll this into some Bearcat talk too, because I do want to talk about a little more fun subject. Is the Bearcats are taking on the University of Utah, the Utes at 10:15. Um, Now I brought this up yesterday with Jeff Carr from Locked On Bearcats. Let's just say the Bearcats do win on Saturday night, and they roll into and BYU comes in here in a couple weeks, and BYU and the Bearcats are both still undefeated. I'll be shocked. One, if it's not a nip at night game. Two, if it's not a ESPN College Game Day, if they don't come here for that one, would you be surprised if that happens?
I think if they beat Utah on Saturday, I think the game is going to be, well, I think you can't look forward and you can't look bypass Arizona following the bye week, but everything has to go well. So they have Utah. If they win on Utah Saturday night, it will be momentum changing for Cincinnati, right? It'll be the first 8-game winning streak under head coach Scott Satterfield. I mean, that's the longest winning streak of his career. So I think right now for Cincinnati is you can't look forward past Utah. We have heard the mottos and we've seen the signs. I'm currently in the Lindner Athletics building. I'm not in the new practice facility, but within the new practice facility, you will see all across the walls. It's go 1-0 each week with the team logo. That's been their mindset all season. So for Cincinnati, they have to continue to think that mindset. If they get the job done versus Utah, heading into the bye week, you're 8-1, you're sitting pretty. But you can't overlook an Arizona team before that potential matchup with BYU at the end of November.
Now, how confident are you on getting the win Saturday night? Because I'm confident, but I'm also worried about it because it's 10:15 start. I mean, all of the games for at noon are going to be played and everything. I mean, they're going to be able to do. It's going to be a big gap before they play. And 10:15 Cincinnati time, it's a big difference in noon. So,
Yeah.
well, and Utah is not an easy place to play. They are a good football team. What is your confidence in the Bearcats going into this game Saturday night?
Man, I'm honestly pretty confident, and there's a lot of reasons going into that. But the biggest thing to take away from Saturday, you mentioned the 10 p.m. start. It's a 2-hour time difference. It's at elevation. It sounds like the team's going to be flying out a little earlier to get out there in preparation with the elevation. But the biggest thing for me is they are playing with a purpose right now, and the
Mhm.
purpose is much bigger than football. And people who have followed me, followed the program, they would know that. But they're playing. The big emphasis on this season was to play for Jeremiah Kelly, the freshman who passed away tragically and unexpectedly this offseason. Then they're playing for the loss of Jim Kelly. There's a lot of things to play for Cincinnati, and the goal is to go 1-0 each week. But I'm pretty confident it's going to be a battle of the trenches on Saturday. It's going to be about the two offensive lines, two of the best in the country. But whichever team can hold their own in the trenches is going to be winning this matchup. But I do like that it's a night game. Personally, I know a lot of people don't. But when you have this top 25 matchup, essentially, because that's where Utah ranks, this could be essentially a top 25 team. It sounds like Utah will have their starting quarterback in Devin Dampier as well. So it's going to be a fun one. It's going to be a fun one. But I'm confident the way the Bearcats are moving right now that they are going to be back, and it could be a bloodbath on Saturday night. Who knows? But
Who
I'm
knows?
still fairly confident that this could be a game where the Bearcats go on the road and squeak out a victory.
Yeah, I'm very curious of how good Sorsby, not how good Sorsby's going to do, but this might be the first time he really gets pressured with this defense line from Utah, and hopefully
Mhm.
he doesn't go back to what he did last year, is throw the ball for grabs. But I know you got to get out of here, Neil, because you got practice to go take care of there. Go ahead, plug some stuff, and I appreciate you coming on, dude.
Yeah, so you guys can follow me out over at the front office news. I do a lot of stuff here surrounding the UC athletics. You can find me on the Bearcat Blitz podcast with Russ Heltman. I'm working on some stuff currently as we speak here at practice. We get the upper behind closed doors look at what this team's looking like heading into next week's season opener versus Western Carolina. We got an injury update on Jalen Haynes. I'll be putting that out for you guys as well. So yeah, continue to check us out over at the front office news. I got a lot of stuff coming in the works with some high school recruits that we're working on, some football stuff. Yeah, so a lot of great stuff coming out over there at the front office news. So check us out.
Sounds good, Neil. And I always tell you, if you ever need an assistant for these close practices, I'm your guy. Take it easy. Take it easy, Neil.
Sounds good.
All right,
Sounds
see you.
good.
Bye.
Thanks, Jeff.
Yep, bye. All right, guys, go check out Neil. He does a great job over there at front office news and the Bearcat Blitz. So yeah, I scheduled this for 1 o'clock, and then they opened up practice, and Neil's like, "Hey, can we go earlier?" And I can only give you a half hour. So there you go. That's why it's a short show. I did it earlier today because I want to go to Bengals Now tonight and go see my boys Joe and Jeremy and my girls, Gabby and Reagan. So they're going to be down there at Newport on the Levee. That starts at 6:30 tonight. But yeah, with the Bengals game, with this whole thing with Joe Flacco now, they come out and say, which I'm just hearing of this now, that he's listed as doubtful, which is not good. That probably means you're back to Jake Browning. And I don't know what you do about that. They're going to have to run the ball like crazy, and they've got to figure out somehow how to stop the Bears' offense. They got to make some tackles. I mean, it's plain and simple as that. They got to stop the Bears. Because I mean, let's just say Joe Flacco does play, he's probably not going to throw the ball a ton. You know, it's gonna be a lot of handoffs. So I don't know. This is not good news. This is depressing. Crip, what do you got? Yeah, Michael Mann, dumb Bengal luck. It's annoying. Damn, 10:15. It's gonna be rough. Going to have to do lines of Bengals to hope to stay up awake. Yeah, yeah. It's Sunday. Is going to be an interesting day for me getting up because I will stay up and watch that Bearcat game starting at 10:15. Hopefully, it doesn't go till 1 o'clock in the morning because I got to be at the pregame tailgate presented by Best Day Brewery at the Moreland Lager House, starting at 10 a.m. where you guys can get tickets there. And you also, once you get tickets, you register to win this autographed T. Higgins helmet that we will be giving away November 23rd. So you can register by buying tickets to the pregame experience. Also, go to Moreland Lager House and sign up for their rewards program. That also gets you entered. We'll be giving away the helmet November 23rd. Tony Blaze and we're cursed. I don't think we're cursed. We're not cursed because we can't draft well. That's the thing. It's like if we could have all these first, second round picks, and you guys watch my show, I've been saying this over and over and over again. And I'm like, Al Golden, and I said this, the key to the season is Al Golden has got to get something out of these first and second round draft picks that we got on the defensive side of the ball. So far, he hasn't. I mean, not really. That's the biggest thing is we got to get, and these guys are talented, but maybe they're not as talented as we thought they were. Maybe the Bengals overvalued them. I mean, I'm not saying the Bengals are the only ones that would have drafted these guys. I'm not saying that at all. But they got to be able to figure out how to unlock their potential, because like McKinley Jackson, I thought he had a pretty good season last year. The man can't even get dressed for the games. I don't know why. I would love somebody to explain it to me, especially when we have a hard time running the ball. Maybe now he might get a shot since they released a couple people. I don't know. You got Chris Jenkins, who's been okay. I mean, yes, DJ Turner has been a bright spot this year. Cam Taylor-Britt played better last week. Purcell wants to know, do I think the Bengals are going to win? Well, I did until I just heard the Joe Flacco news where he's doubtful for Sunday. And you're saying they're going to win 28-24. If they do win, it's going to be a close score like that. It's not going to be, we're not going to blow them out. I mean, we can score 30 points, but are we going to score 28 points with Jake Browning at the helm? I don't know. I mean, I've seen it before from Jake. Maybe with Jake sitting and watching these last couple weeks, maybe he's got his act together and maybe can come in and start playing like the Jake Browning we saw 2 years ago when he took over for Joe. But I don't know. That is very, very disheartening that Joe Flacco is doubtful. That depresses me even more. But for me, at least, we got the Bearcats football. They are ranked 17th in the country. They are having a very, very good season. And like I said, on yesterday's show, I went from not being a Satterfield fan to being a Satterfield fan. He has, and that's the thing. Talent makes coaches look really good. That's what kind of rolls over to the Bengals. I don't necessarily, and I hate to say they don't have talent on the defensive side of the ball, but it looks like they don't have talent on the defensive side of the ball because these guys can't tackle. And I'm like, and this is two different defensive coordinators. And Al Golden was supposed to be able to get more out of them. Now, you'll say, Ice, it's still early. It's almost November. I mean, this next game is November 2nd. We're out of, as far as the season goes, we're out of October. September and October are over. We got November and December. Basically, those are the last 2 full months of the season. They are in dire straits, and it's so freaking annoying because if they would have won Sunday, we'd only be, a half a game out, I think, or tied for it. They're half a game out of the lead and tied in the win column. But either way, they lost a game they should not, had no reason at all to lose, despite how bad the defense, they had no reason to lose that game Sunday. And it's just irritating. So like I said, I was trying to get myself all hyped up. Like, I think they could do this, blah, blah, blah. Now I hear the whole news with Joe Flacco is just disheartening. You're right, Jerome. Jerome's in there. Football goes fast. It does. I mean, like I said, we're already almost halfway through the season as far as months go. Crip, November is always good for Cincinnati football. I do. I mean, they usually play, but you got Flacco who's hurt now. That's where like, then we're back to Jake Browning. So maybe, I don't know, does Jake Browning get a lucky horseshoe up his ass and he start playing again? Let's see here, John. Someone put out there, maybe the coaches are stressed too much on the chopping tackle instead of hitting and getting the runner down first. Oh, you mean so they're just trying to you're stressing too much the punch out, the peanut punch. Yes. I said that last year because I said that a lot with our linebacker. Why can't I think of it? Think of his name. That we released last year, and he went to the Raiders. Now he's with the Colts. You know who I'm talking about. I cannot remember his daggone name for some reason. He would do that all the time. They would try to knock the ball out, which is great. But if you miss the tackle and you don't get the ball out, it doesn't do any good. Just get the guys on the ground. That's right now. Just tackle the guys. Get the guys on the ground. That's all the Bengals need to do. I mean, that's what I don't understand how one team, almost everybody on that side of the ball, which is their main thing to do to be a defensive player is to get the man on the ground as fast as you can, struggle with that mightily, and it's two different coordinators, and you still have the same problem that you had last year and the year before that. You can't freaking tackle. I don't understand that. It doesn't make any sense. I wish somebody would make it make sense because it's basic football. Wrap your arms around them, drop your hips, and tackle them. Like, I don't understand. It's annoying. Anyway, I don't want to be a downer here because I try to be positive. Tomorrow, I'll be doing this tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday, right? Today's Wednesday? Yes, today's Wednesday. Tomorrow's Thursday. Get my days confused. Sorry. I'll be doing a show early. Again, I got Mo Egger on tomorrow from ESPN 1530. I think it's gonna be at 10:30, 11 a.m. I gotta look to see what time we said we do it. So make sure you guys subscribe, hit the bell for notification, all that cool stuff, because when I do the show at different times, you'll be notified. So I appreciate you guys watching, listening, and all that cool stuff. But I have been live streaming on YouTube, Facebook, X, Twitch. You can follow me on all of those along Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. Also, check out my Substack. I've been writing some articles on there. All of that is under Sports with Strawberry Ice. If you don't know what Substack is a blog form for people who can go out there and write their own articles. If you guys ever subscribe to Charlie's Chalkboard, Charlie Goldschmidt is on there, and that's how I found it. So he's on there writing his articles all the time. So I decided to go on there and write some of mine. So make sure you guys subscribe to that Strawberry Ice on Substack. I will be pulling off Saturday later on tonight, or later on today, I should say. Put it on the podcast on BeanPod, Apple, iTunes, Spotify, Google, Stitcher Play, pretty much wherever you get your podcasts. Do me a favor, listen to it, rate it, like it, review it, leave a 5-star review and a comment so more Cincinnati fans can find my podcast. Nice little nooner. Thanks, Script. I enjoyed it. Other than that, you guys have a wonderful day. I'll see you back here tomorrow. And throw it up. That's just sports, baby. See ya!
Oh, that was a great show. You guys still here? The show's over. You can come back tomorrow. I'm out of here. See ya.